That charge is definitely.
Still on the floor.
People deluded, I'm back again.
Come on, Ian. Man. Come on.
Thank you very much, Ian. Right, I definitely can take it from there. People, pause. Why? People deluded. I'm back again. Now, I'm sure my fellow Arsenal fans, young and old, were still riding high where the game against Real Madrid is concerned. I laugh, I chuckle to myself because in many ways it's sunk in. In many ways it hasn't. And I don't care about external validation, really and truly. You know, I think I speak for, first and foremost, the purest of football fan. I always say fans of the game first, football club second. So them and actually Arsenal fans. I do think we live in a day and age where we know the media landscape. We know how, you know, we know it's buzzwords and clicks and engagements and the rest of it, people. But I still wish for a day where everybody is judged fairly, everybody's spoken about from a footballing point of view fairly, and, you know, all of that, because there is an agenda against my football club. So at the same time, I say that to say this, I don't really care, but it's nice to be hated again. I must admit, say what you want about my football club, whether we win this Champions League or not, it's nice to be hated again. It's nice to see a siege mentality from us. It's nice to win twice against Real Madrid, like 5-1 on aggregate. You know, I think what's been lost with, obviously, the first, at least there's still many falling points and talking points from the first leg, much less the second, but we actually won on the night. We actually won on the night. We missed the penalty. And to be honest with you, I'll be real with you lot, people. Yeah, you know, on one hand, we need to watch the game again if you're Mikel Arteta and the coaching staff, and find margins and how can we be better, because there is plenty we could have learned across those two games that we can apply moving forward. But forget that, man. We're living a movie. Let's be real. To all of these rival fans, this is probably a joke that's gone too far now. It is what it is. If we don't win it, we don't win it. We gave it a good pop at it, really, and we've exceeded our own expectations. So we know the game's the game. But if we win it, it's dark conversations. Forget all of the good. Listen, people, we could be here all day talking about how Saka deserves it, and it'd be nice to see Mikel Arteta and Arsenal first and foremost as a football club. But the agendas. Think about all the players on the periphery of squads. We could do that stupid thing the media do, like, oh, he's better than him. Why? He's got more trophies. And it's a movie. As I was saying, it's a joke that's gone too far. It's an app for rivals. It's an absolute movie. We have equipped ourselves, man to a man, everybody connected with the football club, and done 2 very good games against Real Madrid. You know, again, I don't know how you lot feel, man, because when I look at the first leg, obviously it was excitement. Nobody saw that happening. Bunch of positives. Greatest night potentially in Europe for Arsenal at the Emirates. All of that kind of stuff. People smash the like button while you're here. All of that kind of stuff. But at the same time, like, we're close. We're close. And it's a movie. It's a movie. It's an absolute movie. We can do all of that. But at the same time, who cares, man? Who really cares that Saka missed that penalty? Really and truly, yeah, Saka, we need to get back to penalty shootouts, and normally you're the guy and whatnot. But in terms of being the player you want to be, and just from someone who loves Bukayo Saka, obviously the Euros one, you stood up tall taking the penalty, but the Euros one, the one against West Ham and that one, and it's a movie. I don't blame Bukayo Saka for trying to chip it. Saw his colleague Declan Rice last week scored 2 free kicks. I'd try and live a movie. If anyone deserves a movie, if anyone's living a movie at this football club, it's Arsenal Football Club and it's Bukayo Saka. Like, look at all of the things he's doing, and he's so inevitable. And again, I don't care about external validation, but you see all these people that go, oh, he ain't done it in the Champions League, and he hasn't done this, and he hasn't done that. What are you saying now? Because he did it last year. We've been doing it for this football club from way back when he was the left back. You've seen what he's done for England. Yeah, you can say England didn't win the finals, but if you was there and you was watching the games, you know who was doing stuff. You know the poster boys that was spoken about going into the game. And what people forget, Saka's come back. God forbid, please, no setbacks. But Saka has, It's like the hamstring thing doesn't exist. It's like that never happened. It feels like a blur. We definitely know it happened. We definitely missed Bukayo Saka. We was definitely all nervous when we battered Crystal Palace and it happened. But I was at the Fulham game, as you look. No, he was exciting there. He's been getting minutes here and there. And the 2 games for him, Vinicius is swapping shirts with the guy, man. It's absolutely crazy. We don't even need to really get into Miles Lewis Skelly, do we? Like, it's an absolute movie. I'm about to go have Babos to the away fans. It's a movie, like, and he's standing like man to a man, player to a player, the coaching staff. Like, it's a fantastic day, man. But again, we now need to focus on Ipswich away, and we now need to really prepare for PSG, because at the same time, yeah, it's romantic if we dream about winning the Champions League and whatnot. But if we don't, unfortunately, it's another trophy this season. And it's another one where we flirted with potentially making some history, like you've seen in the last couple of seasons in the Premier League. Champions League, I know why we're here, because we're a good football team, but it's like you can't believe we're here. Like, we're actually in the semi-finals. I haven't seen this since 2009. I was in year 9. I had no game roles. That's how long it's been. And if memory serves me right, when Cristiano Ronaldo scored the madness against Armenia. Anyways, dark times as it has been. But the light is shining at the football club, man. And say what you want about my club. I'm not saying we're the biggest and baddest, but you think the world in Europe, is it taking note? Say what you want and do all this trophy stuff. You think the world isn't taking note? We're the culture club anyways. Everybody likes watching us, even the haters anyways. We're a very good football inside. Don't try and make this game just about Madrid, you know. Like, yeah, Madrid, football pinnacle, banter aside, all the nonsense aside. It was a pleasure to do battle with you lot. Simple as that. Simple as that. But at the same time, to see the way they were talking and to see the way my team was doing it, to even hear the smug replies actually from Bukayo Saka is saying this stuff, like, hasn't sunk in. But shout out Madrid, but don't do the Madrid thing where you just make out that it's all about Madrid and because they didn't win the Champions League and if Carlo's going to lose his job and this one and that one. Like, my football team has done a lot. If this was another team, not that we ain't got over the line, but if this was another team and you lot say, oh, they're feeling sorry for themselves, they're 15 or so points off Liverpool in the Prem, hasn't happened, and all those other connotations, and they've got themselves together to compete like this, we can squad as well. So yeah, man, Payno, DG watching the game. I can't lie, I turned it off, man. I turned it off when Leon equalized, man. Well, I say turned it off. I just watched my TV go and stand by. I was dipping in and out in the game and whatnot. That Malik Fifana guy at Lyon, we've spoken about him before. Cherky's a baller. And again, completely off topic, but this is why I would love Ryan Cherky at Arsenal Football Club. I'm not aware of the score. I was hate watching. I need to actually look at the score. I need to look at the score in the game. Please, did Lyon do something? Dead anyways. Exactly. Yeah, that's when I stopped watching. When Taliso got the red card. It's a weird game. United should have scored their chances in many ways. Yeah, I actually felt sorry for what's his face, man, Garnacho, because he's pretty unlucky today, isn't it? Really, really and truly, very unlucky today. So. Yeah, I think it's a good game. I can't like Bruno Fernandes played good from what I saw. Bruno Fernandes, and I guess is still playing. If he's still playing well, it was good, man. Maguire scored 5-4. Oh damn! Oh, they did this scumbag Harry Maguire thing. I'm seeing it saying the 120th minute +1, so it was at the death. It was either a bullet header or the scrappiest of ones, but that's what Maguire does, and that's what he's going to need to do next year for England because I'm pretty sure he gets called up. Kobe Mainoo scored. Oh, it's been a madness. There's a penalty. Ryan Cherky scored as well. I've missed a lot. I look forward to the highlights, man. Should have done a watch along. Amarin caught live. Lacazette, Maitland-Niles come outside. You know, arguing with youngsters. Arguing with civilians. Lyon are civilians. Like, they're a very good club. We all respect them. You're arguing big Man United trying to bully Lyon. Because they didn't send you Benzema. That's nasty, man. Oh my, while the mighty are falling. See what we're doing it, man. DG a goal. Appreciate that. Yeah, but football free zone allow me. Hate watch along is perseverance. Lack of scored. I'm happy. I hear it. That would dumb them words down, dog. It's a bit crazy, but yeah. And it's a movie. It's an absolute movie. I can't lie to you. Arsenal have lived the movie. At the Bernabeu again. Now, I'm gonna say it here. We are the biggest club to have never won the Champions League. Like it's an absolute farce, if you ask me, really and truly. I do think the evil spirits were set up against us in 2006 in May. It was a fantastic story getting there. I think I don't. In hindsight, yeah, obviously we know the events that led to the red card, but obviously watching it as a little kid, or well, yeah, a little kid essentially going into year 7 in around that period, isn't it? Like you're in year 6. And then watching it again as an adult, like, yeah, there was things we could have done to avoid that red card and maybe what the ref could have done at the same time. But then watching the game again, I feel Arsenal in that game, in that 90-minute final could have been amazing. 10 out of 10. Like literally, like for example, people, and it would have been engineered for other teams to win. But who knows, man? Revenge might be on the menu. Because the longer this goes on, like, the more people are hating because like, they're having to respect us. This is lit. They're not laughing at us conceding from against Sporting Lisbon at our old pitch against Sporting Lisbon from the halfway line with Ramsdale. Big him up, but we have to be honest. We've come a long way. We've come a long way, and yeah, Arteta, there's a long way to go. And you have done some crazy things. You got Willian for no reason. I know there's a reason for everything, but some of the recruitment and decisions were flaky and shaky. But you've got more right than you've got wrong. For all of that, you've made us competitive. You've done bare things, man. Like Arteta's done a lot. Whether you can get us over the line, whether you can get us over the line is a completely different thing. And I believe that question has to stay prevalent because I rate you so much. Every year we're not winning stuff. Yeah, it's great to beat Madrid and it's poetic and all of that kind of stuff, but we're showing a new light in the Champions League so far. This season in the Premier League's really, by our own standards, been unacceptable. But in the last 3 years, we fought for the league. I'm not happy to go out in the League Cup final against Newcastle, but we got to the semis. We're not half bad of a side. I don't think it's unreasonable to ask why can't we, when there's some opportunity, seize them. So, man, we'll have to see. But it's an absolute movie, man. It's a movie. Lewis Skelly. Do you know what? Mikel Merino, well done today. Well, yesterday. Kivior, big up yourself. It's like we have to come on like unlikely heroes because I do think we waffle about the Sakas and Lewis Skelly's and all those guys. Shout out David Raya as well. Partey, big performance. Big performance, but at the same time, man, you let them draw you out. We did well. We actually did well. We did very well. Not getting bullied, not getting drawn into the hair dryers. You saw Jude Bellingham, didn't get no change out of Rice. Started trying that with Lewis Skelly, didn't bang at the Emirates. Of course, it's not going to bang at the Bernabeu. It's not making any sense. We competed, and it was absolutely amazing. But we'll have to see. I'm just here to say again, Marino's a baller. Exactly, man. He's an unlikely hero. Marino's doing well, and above everything, Marino's confident now. He's absolutely confident now. Like, he's looking confident. Obviously, the confidence came because, well, unfortunate circumstances, but it's the belly of the beast. Like, injuries happen in football. Whether we think there's enough injuries, whether we think injuries is why our season hasn't gone where we want, whether that's why we haven't brought certain players in, is neither here nor there. But yeah, man, we need a bit more. Like, in many ways, what we've done is commendable, but then getting over the line is all that matters, man. Marino, nice to see he's getting confidence. It probably came when he was playing up front. And obviously he's taking it. He's done, but like yesterday, the temperament, man, like he did well. We didn't get drawn out into any battles. Like, even on the topic of Mikel Merino, again, I'd love to watch that incident, like with proper evidence in front of me. Rudiger's a bit, innit? Like, didn't he? Only he would answer, but it looked like a bit of an over-the-top kind of header on Merino. Didn't get any change. Lewis Skelly didn't give any change. Rice didn't give any change. Partey did very well. Obviously, flash moment. Emotions are high. I hear it. Rice doing well. Different game from Rice. Done well, man to a man. And we didn't make excuses. Like, yeah, they could laugh at us for Real Madrid because obviously we're not playing Real Madrid and not every game is going to be the same. But have you noticed we're not crying about injuries? Obviously, we still are. We're talking, but we're not crying about injuries. We're not crying about what we don't have. It's not what we don't have that doesn't matter. We all know we need a striker. We need X, Y, Z. But at the end of the day, good, bad, or whatever, we can dissect that. But it's not here at this moment in time, is it? We didn't make excuses. Made it happen. If we cut the romance, if you said that we would be playing Merino up front, Lewis Skelly in the 8, which is big him up as well, and all the other things and stuff we're talking about, you'd probably say you're having a laugh. But that's the beautiful thing about football. but you don't really want to be in that circumstance again, with the exception to Lewis Skelly. Don't get twisted. That's Starboy stuff. But God forbid if anything happens to him, I don't know who plays left back. I don't know who's of similar quality at this moment in time. And there's just so much that just needs to, like, I just expect the unexpected, man, I guess, man. But yeah, man, it looks like United are going through, unfortunately. Smash the like button again. What on earth is going on? Did Spurs do what needed to be done, please? Unfortunately. Don't tell me they went through. Letting Lacazette affect your game in the European night in 2025 is crazy. DG is Carlos sacking on Arsenal. My job as an Arsenal fan is to cheer my team on and watch them win, like we did across the two legs against Real Madrid with a depleted side that we made no excuses. So I don't know, man. And it's people like yourself who don't support Arsenal, that support Manchester United, that can have these talking points. I mean, most Man United fans are Arsenal journalists anyways, but we can never say that about Carlo. I think there's deeper problems at Real Madrid than Carlo. Again, when you remove the emotion and obviously the trolling and whatnot, good players, pedigree, but it feels like there's some ingredient missing. Like, we wanted it more than you. If I put myself in Real Madrid shoes, I mean this with the greatest respect to Arsenal, but we won it 15 times. God, obviously not everyone's done that. Well, no, none of these players have, but they've won it a lot of times, been in semi-finals. I feel sick to my stomach that Arsenal did this with Marino up front, a young, talented, but at the end of the day, 18 years of age, Lewis Skelly against international footballers and whatnot. From an Arsenal perspective, all these things were great. People stood tall. But if I was a Real Madrid player, I feel sick. It feels like something's missing. It does feel like they maybe need new ideas. But at the same time, I'm not saying these players have bad attitudes. What if Carlo Ancelotti is telling them to do new things and telling them to do certain things and they're not necessarily listening? Now, we all know it's easier to get rid of the manager than several players, but talented bunch. It feels like that game, or those two legs against Arsenal, were kind of on brand with what you could see as an outsider looking in at Real Madrid. And across two legs, once you get past the aura and the potential comeback, like in the second leg, and can't lie, once I seen 15, 20 minutes in these two legs, it's like, all right, like, at this, putting it in real time, I don't know if we're going to win or whatever, but I'm feeling quite comfortable that, okay, you're Real Madrid, but we're not just going to let you just do what you want to do, really and truly. Like, and we're living movies. Vinicius Jr., nothing to really scream and shout about. Cool, Saliba, future teammate in a couple of years, gave him something, some sort of statistic. And Mbappe changed his boots across these two legs, saw absolutely nothing. I was hyping up Valverde. This is why, Mikel Arteta is Mikel Arteta, and I'm on YouTube. I was hyping up Camavinga, obviously. He watches the vids. Playing football at a different level, people. He obviously rubbed himself out in the first leg, but shut up everyone. The only one I feel sorry for, the only player connected to Real Madrid that can say they gave it, they're all in the quarterfinals of the Champions League, is Courtois. Saved the penalty. Should have been about 10 to us, if I'm honest with you. And this time next year, if whoever in the context is like that, I need to be seeing Gyökeres or a player of that ilk, because maybe it can be 7. If we think 3-0 is good. I'm not even necessarily talking about Real Madrid. Can we just start doing madness? But I'm sure Real Madrid will rise again. You can't win it all the time. It does feel like their players are entitled, though, man. Everybody likes your players. It does feel like there's way too much entitlement. And that's something that pees me off in football, because entitlement should never be on. You're not entitled to do anything, if I'm completely honest with you, other than give the best account of yourselves. But their players were wassing. They were chatting and chatting and chatting. And I don't know if it was insecurities. I don't know if they were trying mind games. I wouldn't say mind games worked, but a couple of our players, once they talk about the bait stuff in relation to Arsenal, Real Madrid, they sit there and they say, yeah, we saw the social media. If that's what gets them going, long may it continue, because we equipped ourselves well. Even low-key, the way Saka has spoken before the first game, after the first game, in the build-up to this game, after the game, and most importantly, the speaking on the pitch, and he's come from Haaland. We are absolutely living movies. Mikel Arteta has been a manager for 2 minutes. Like, everything connected to our club is a movie. Like, and it can continue to be such, but got to get things over the line. Got to seize opportunities. Only Arsenal will be able to tell you if they genuinely, they want to get, on their board in pre-season, they want to go as far as they can in the Champions League. Naturally, anyone would want to. Who wouldn't want to win it? Yada, yada, yada. But if I'm honest, as a fan, I think Arsenal in the last 2 years now, you go into the season like, yeah, we can actually aspire to win the league. Champions League, I don't know if it's we'll try, we'll see what we can do. If we're given opportunities, we'll see what can happen. Or you're genuinely doing what you'd expect someone like Real Madrid to do. like we're going into it trying to win it. I don't know, but unfortunately, opportunities fall at your lap and you have to seize them. And they all know we've given a good account of ourselves. But if we don't win it, you know how the game goes, isn't it? And I've done a lot of talking on my social media. I've done a lot of trolling to my friends, and they deserve it for years. For absolute years. Big up, just back from work, streets buzzing, as they should, man. In a circle, may you continue to get more fares, my friend. Happy for us to be in the semis. Hopefully, we can get the job done with Partey out for the home leg. Tomorrow problems, man, but they are today's problems, really, because I mean, Arteta, I trust what you're going to do because you pulled off 2 results out of the bag. But as a fan, not having Partey is a big miss. Big miss in the first leg. It's not that I don't have faith in Jorginho. I don't think Jorginho's mad rubbish and he shouldn't be playing for Arsenal, but ain't really got the legs. I know it's not really going to be a game like that where it's end to end, but like the kind of pace and power element of systemic football today, it's probably not going to be that. It's probably going to be more, we're trying neat 1-2s and whatnot. I actually don't mind Jorginho in a game like that for his temperament, for the way he is on the ball and whatnot, but at the same time, there's an element of it's end to end, and you saw that against Aston Villa. Partey and Rice together in the trenches, it works. Odegaard, okay, he's not doing what he needs to do, and I'm not making excuses for him in that regard, but he's clearly doing something to some level. Like that 3-man midfield needs to keep going. So I have to see, man. I don't know what we do. I don't think you're gonna see. You never know, and I know he goes into midfield, but you're not gonna see Lewis Skelly. The easiest option is probably to put Marino there, who's doesn't really matter. He just needs to be on the pitch, and it's crazy, man. Like we're doing this, all the other stuff, and we're sitting there asking if 2 centre midfielders are like, what is the better striker out of them? We're doing crazy things, but this is where I need Berta, Gyökeres, Nico Williams, Mendy. This one, Partey yellow card was not shown on TV. Was he having an exchange with Jude? I think he got into it with Rudiger. To be honest, I just remember Partey shouting. Oh, sorry, seen that already, my friend, man. From when the draw came, all the haters gave us no chance. Afterwards, Real Madrid are ish. Exactly. But you know the game. This is why I said forget these lot in external validation, because we know rivals are shameless. They're not supposed to hate us. They're supposed to hate us. Apologies. Like they were sitting there, we're gonna get smoked. Yeah, to be honest, a lot of them, like actual football fans, were saying, you know what, Real Madrid, once you get past the aura and the fantasy of football, and you actually look at like what they're doing as a team, they can be got at. They're not necessarily best. Some people are saying that, but then people were still giving them the luxury, which they've earned because they are serial winners in this. We saw none of that, and that's all you hope for, really, as a football fan. Beyond wanting to win trophies, in that you at least try, man. You lot tried on paper. If football was just judged on paper, like Real Madrid should be mashing us up, especially with how we look like at the moment. There's no Gabriel. Fortunately, it's not. And you earned the right to win, which we did. So imagine we did that more often. Remontada. Yeah, I'm done with that word now, man. I've tried so many times. Failed hate along, unfortunately. Leon tried, man. Leon tried, but this is what United do. They're jammy, man. DG, I told you in this entire chat before we played Real that Camavinga was overrated. Hey, sometimes I miss mine. Put my heart forward. Sometimes like, with Camavinga, it was like Saka. It was like me it was like Saka trying to chip the penalty. All right, I've missed, man. Missed. It's cool. I really did believe it, man. I did. Like it came from the heart. I really did believe it, man. I really did believe my own hype, man. I put my hands up, Gaffer. Still believe in Camavinga, but yeah, with that, you don't know I rate Rice, but like, for me, when Rice was doing what he's doing, it's like, yeah, he was tweaking on big internet. You were saying you have Camavinga over. Oh, God forbid, man. I missed, man. I don't miss much, but yeah, I miss, man. At least I own up. United versus 10 men. Wow, well done. They're used to it, man. They're used to it. As long as Spurs don't win that trophy. Like, I've heard all these United was like, oh my God, in our worst season, we still win the trophy. In your best season, you don't win anything. Can deal with all of that. I hate when Spurs win stuff. Not that I've seen much of that. Probably last time I was like, oh wait, we mashed up Madrid. If Madrid beat us, it was gonna all be about heritage and mind the gap and all that crap. You know what they would have said. They would have immediately Mikel Arteta's every penny he spent at the club's coming out. They're doing think pieces on the structure. They're talking about the Cronkies. Somehow Wenger's going to catch a stray. Emery's going to catch a stray. They're going to mention the Hey Lenders. We know what they're going to talk about. They're going to obviously talk about psychological factors and run the band and bottle jobs narrative and whatnot. So all I'm saying is I wish we lived in a world where, okay, cool, if you was going to run that and say that, I might be able to battle some of your points. But if you're going to say that, fair enough. Just make sure you're giving us the same praise. And at the same time, I don't want to hear any betting. People were talking like we were going to get out. Fair enough. You could say you thought Madrid were going to win, but people were moving like we were going to get bullied. People were behaving like we were going to get bullied. Do you know what the maddest thing is? What's going over a lot of people's heads? We won the game. We missed a penalty. Our star boy missed a penalty. And our best centre-half that's been linked with this club and the generational talent and all of this maybe is like Van Dijk, because I've seen Van Dijk make them mistakes still. I remember, ironically, Lacazette was playing today. Do you remember Arsenal-Liverpool at home a few years ago with Reece Nelson and Lacazette? Our centre-half has made a serious error 2 minutes after we've taken the lead at the Bernabeu, and we still won. And we still won. So football's a crazy game, and that's not me trying to say anything. That's the cold-hearted facts. So if you was to put them all on the table, what could we really accomplish as a football club? It'd be nice, man. It's been surreal, man. Ironically, the best 4 performances this season, 3 of them have come in the Champions League. Some of you, my long-term viewers, you'd always hear me say like Arsenal versus PSG at home in the Champions League. Obviously, we've got them to come, but when we played them in the league phase, I think that was one of the best, most enjoyable 90 minutes I saw, and I was like quite proud of my team. Obviously, the 2 against Madrid by default, and can't lie, I will say the 2 games against City. I think it was courageous in how you drew against City away from home. That showed me something. Obviously, you saw what we did to them at the Emirates. I had to say that again because we could be talking about so many teams. Could be talking about Madrid. Could be talking about everyone in the top 6, really, in the last 2 years, 3 years, 18 months, whatever forces my agenda. It's nice to be competitive again. Big up United for winning, I guess, but come on, no one don't care about that again. If you ain't got haters, you ain't popping. Amen. Make sure you're smashing the like button, and of course, big up you lot tuned in, man. We both took L's in our prediction, DG, but at least we admit it. Other shameless mods and fans can't, but we move. And that's football, man. You can never appear too perfect. Is what it is. Madrid were gifted their only goal. Exactly. And football's even weirder because shout out Kivio, because Saliba's done well and he's done well in the 2 legs. But and you could argue with Kivio in the first leg, but Saliba's been the one that's made the glaring mistake at the Bernabeu. So pick up Kivio, because I don't think you're the greatest centre-half in the world. I don't think you're the worst. And I've said this before, as much as I have to hold it with Kivio as well, because I said that, like, I don't really think he's levels. And if we look without sentiment, there's an argument as he put himself in the shop window to make money. But at the end of the day, you stood very tall. In our biggest games of this season against the biggest club in the world, you stood very tall. I've always said when I move away with that with Kivio, it's like I've always said, you lot have heard me say, do you want to keep being a squad player and used in predicaments to a degree like this, and you're on that regardless, I don't mind you staying. But at the same time, you probably need to leave to play some more football, unless you've changed Arteta's thinking and you're going to nail down a spot, or Arteta's you might have rechanged, like he's just going to use you a bit more. But yeah, I would still sell you if I'm honest with you. But you stood up tall, stood up very tall, one of the best players on the pitch, and that's what you want to see. Maybe we save money, maybe we change tactics. I don't know, man. Shout out Kivio, especially Kivio. Imagine that, Kivio, Marino, for all the Saka, like the star boys, they all did their part. Timber, Lewis Skelly, all the wavy dons did their parts, and they're never going to get their flowers like that. But Marino, bearing in mind, Mikel Marino is back in his homeland, and again, there's many Arsenal, Madrid talking points. But for someone that moved after winning the Euros, obviously a professional footballer. I mean, I'm not a professional footballer, but I'd always imagine surely there's more pressure on you playing in your homeland. Surely there's more press about you, and surely you as a footballer, like, if I'm Mikel Marino, I'm a professional footballer. I wouldn't care about the press, but I'd more care about what the Spanish people in the country I live in, because that's where my friends and family are, how I'm being spoken about, than necessarily England or whatever. So his move to Arsenal has probably been hyper scrutinized, and the fact he's playing up front, and he's done very well, very well. I'm not gonna lie, if we're in these circumstances next season, we have to keep going. But imagine going into the next round with a striker, with another option on that left hand, with everything we want. That's where we want to be a year from now. So we'll have to see, man. We'll have to see. Oh, big up Mark. Don't tell me Spurs won. You got a good taste in YouTubers, not in football teams, but big up yourself, man. I'm not gonna lie. I did see. I'm pretty sure Solanke scored a penalty. The English teams. There's only one English team that needs to do well in Europe, man. Credit to Leon, you tried though, man. Spurs won 1-0 penalty. Bilbao. Nico Williams. It's in the stars, man. We win certain trophies. His current club wins a certain trophy. Someone puts the Arsenal top on him, like says Fabregas when they won the World Cup or whatever it was. But yeah, man, not always looking to the future. I hear what you're saying, but I'm a big believer in seizing the opportunity to win silverware in the present and always looking forward to the future. Trevor, I'm with you. Make no mistake, you know, I'm with you. That's what we need to do. We need to make history because obviously it doesn't mean in count for nothing. But at the end of the day, you've got Real Madrid across 2 games now. You've got Madrid across 2 games now. And you've beat City and you've been good for a year or 2, but there's nothing set in stone 20, 30, 40 years from now. God forbid, but we all got to die one day. There's certain players that have played for Arsenal, like Thierry Henry will live at Arsenal longer than he's been alive. It's legacy. And that's what some of these guys could do, man. Oh, man. I don't think Kivior is an issue of talent. I just don't think he has the mentality to be a top centre-back. And he'll do with being more aware defensively. Yeah, listen, he can tune up many ways defensively. I don't think he's the worst passer. I don't think he's the best and whatnot. But this is the first time I've seen some personality. Fair enough, you can criticize a centre-back and say what you want about their ability, but it's not that he's played within himself, because that would imply I think he's not trying and things of that ilk, but you seem a bit too shy. And I'm not saying you have to. Saliba clearly is a passion merchant, but he's not like, you know, like Gabriel Magalhaes has a short fuse. He's not doing all of that, but don't really see enough. And I just wonder when we're playing in the Premier League and it's just about fighting and trying very hard, do opposition players smell that? One thing I'll give Kivior is, it's a double-edged sword, is that if Gabriel Magalhaes was fit, we probably don't hear from Kivior in this regard. But unfortunately, with Gabriel Magalhaes' injury, some silver lining of sort is, you can say what you want about Kivior and not believe in the guy and all these things, but at the end of the day, every sensible person knows the more games someone gets, like proper starting games, the more you're going to get into the groove of things. Not every player is like Bukayo Saka, which felt like an essential plug and play thing. It feels like there was no over talking in the post games about, yeah, you can see he's got ring rust and that. Now, obviously, common sense would tell you we've managed his recovery and his minutes very well. Arteta has spoken about the need to be careful in that regards, and we've played it very well. I must admit, going back to the Bernabeu game, I did think he would come off a lot quicker than a lot sooner rather than when he actually got subbed. If I'm honest, if Saka got subbed, then I can actually remember. But there was a time I was on TalkSport and I was thinking Saka looks put in a shift, but he looks a bit leggy. And even Saka, man, like I had to stop and watch the game. Like, of course, I want to win for Arsenal fan perspectives, but like Saka's come a bloody long way, man. Like, and he's got that footballer thing now where you can tell the opponents smell a bit of an inevitability about him, like, and he's just putting it on his leg. Oh, Saka's just cold, man. Like, we'll be here all night, man. Saka's just sick. Just keep doing what you're doing, giving the money, man. We got Bodo Glint. That's an auto final for us. God, please. Football gods, you got the chance to do the funniest thing ever. We are legitimately free shot to win the PL this year, so 75% likely not to win. Play the tournament an infinite number of times from here. We're 1 in 4, so don't get upset and call it failure if we don't win it. I just want to get over the line, man, but we've done well, man. Imagine we get over the line. Just imagine. We're too big of a football club, and I've said how many times, you lot, no matter how you lot are feeling, yeah, I promise you, I don't normally say this, and I'm not into this, I'm the biggest Arsenal fan in the world. I don't think there's an Arsenal fan that wants to win the Champions League more than me. I've said this before. Big up my long-term viewers. Inner Circle will be here and vouch for me. I've said that. Me and him have had arguments. He's saying, obviously, I'm not throwing him under a bus, but he'd rather win the Prem. I don't think there's an Arsenal fan that wants to win the Champs more than me. And above all, what will hurt Arsenal is, you've made me imagine, man. So I'll commend you. And I do think the stars are aligning, because Jurgen Klopp has been linked with Real Madrid. Trent Alexander-Arnold's been linked with Real Madrid. Martinelli scored. We might meet Real Madrid again one day. We might want to get into contact with the refs and pay them off with generational wealth. You're moving mad. London would get shut down, bro. If we won something, nah, mate, I want and need champs. If we were to ever win champs, I wouldn't know what to do. I wouldn't know what to do. I wouldn't know how to act. I might lose myself. I don't know. Final, we have to do a watch along. We have to. We have to be in. We have to. We have to. By God's grace, we get there. Give the man the champs immediately. Them Chelsea United hold it. But if we win the champs, especially with Marino up front, Lewis Kelly. Oh, Lewis Kelly and 1 year Lewis Kelly and Bukayo Saka. Them lot alone. During Timber, Declan Rice, mate. Declan Rice, like, because Declan Rice, we're, you know, in the grand scheme of things, yeah, we beat Madrid, but we've only just beat Madrid, and Declan Rice is already telling me what I want to hear as an Arsenal fan. This is the nights I moved here for. The game before, he was saying this is the best night. Well, this is what we need, man. And to any players that are considering joining Arsenal, Gyökeres, Wirtz, Musiala. I don't know why you be watching me on YouTube, but you all watch the game. And fair enough, you might be at some crazy clubs, but this is an urgent appeal to every top-class, world-class player. I can't lie. If you're joining the revolution, Saka needs help on that left wing. Shout out Martinelli. Shout out Marino. Big up Kai Havertz for his participation and Gabriel Jesus. But there's a role here for a serious striker that wants to do serious things. And even the celebrations like Saka and Rice and, oh, mate, everything was a movie. Everything was a movie. Everything was a movie. Rice is the real captain. Everyone's a captain, man. But yeah, Rice is more my guy. And it's unfortunate. I felt sorry for Gabriel Magalhaes, you know. I've smashed the like button. I felt really sorry, man. Like, you deserve to be there. Shout out everyone that was, but you deserve to be there. Man. Shout out the Haylenders that were on the bench. You'll be disappointed if we don't win, but it won't be a failure. We have two 50-50 fixtures, basically. Toss a coin and get heads twice is what we face. Inner circle, you're a difficult man to please, and even you, yeah, because as much as you lot watch me and hold me accountable for my opinions changing, you've started giving the club a bit more leeway, you know. My favourite black cabbie, man. You start in Havertz if he becomes fit in a week or so, or continue with Marino a week. Actually, Marino, I'm not going to lie. Sometimes you have to tweak and move clever, and who knows? Arteta might have to do that. We don't know what's around the corner, but the Prem's done anyways. We know Liverpool have won that. We haven't got much games to play. We still need to put our best foot forward, but we're at that point in the season. The squad is picking itself. If it ain't broke, don't fix it approach. And we've got no reason to at this moment in time. Lewis Kelly's the left back. There might be a time he might have to come out the side because of form. Lewis Kelly's the left back. Timber might go left back one day. Ben White might come in for Timber, but right now Timber is that. Kivior is that. Saliba, the squad just picks itself. Give or take. Be nice to see Raheem Sterling get some minutes against Ipswich. Prem is a pipe dream in our current state this season. It's champs or bust. It really is, isn't it? Champions League dreams, Premier League nightmares, man. Big up my Arsenal fans. We really go through. We actually go for a lot, you know. We actually go for a lot. We go for a lot. But yeah, man, it's Marino's position to lose, man. I can't lie. If Marino's informing that 9, why disrupt that and bring Kai back in? Yeah, man, Kai is a bench thing. Until the majority, it's these, you know what they say in football, it's you lot shirt to lose. Because big up Calafiori, but we should be gassing. I like Calafiori, but we should be gassing up Calafiori based on signing him and the Euros and that. I knew who Lewis Kelly was, respectfully, and a lot of you lot did, but no, I didn't know Lewis Kelly when the Euros was going on. The world knows about him. Now, I'll be surprised if he's not getting emails and messages from brands and sponsors. He's lit. He's part of this. He's eclipsed Calafiori at this moment in time, and we want to see that. But last summer, it just feels it was a missed opportunity. I like Marino. He's doing his thing. It's nice for him, Marino in particular, because I think of everybody signed in the summer, Neto probably gets the most leeway. Ironically, we're talking about the Champions League. He was moving mad in almost the only minutes he played for this club, but everyone knew, cool, you're just going to respectfully to him, sit on the bench. It's a free season for you. Just work hard in training. Sterling, yard man, but there was no expectations, really. There was copium. Maybe Arteta can get a tune out of him, all that kind of stuff. Did not happen. Calafiori's got a lot to learn, but at most, people are kind of cool with him. We can improve on him and whatever, but no one can sit there and say he's a bad player. Marino got slagged off. Got absolutely slagged off. And he had the injury, and he's had some moments. Like, it feels like just the other day he scored against Liverpool at the Emirates, but yeah, man, the squad is picking itself at this moment in time. I don't want to see Trossard over the two legs. Everyone can be called at every time, man. Kai Havertz to have 2 Champions League medals. Don't tempt me, man. Don't tempt me, man. Because there's a world. We win that. And this time next year, cool, you can't win the champs every year. We'll still be flying high because of that. This time next year, who knows? Might be talking about parades of our own. Guards of honor of our own. You never know. You do the right things in life. We could shine, you know, Arsenal. Like we're not dead. Like, that's the thing. We're not, with the greatest of respect to the banner errors. Like, come on, man. Come on, man. We weren't serious. We're actually a good team. Calafiori thrived as a centre back in the Euros and in Italy. Why not use him? I was pushing that Sterling copium. It was dead. So was I. He's a yard man. The game's the game. But this is what I mean. People need to be honest with themselves. You need to be honest. You knew it was dead. Come on, man. We are mashing. We're doing silly things in the summer and we're beating Real Madrid. Imagine we did the right things. Let's stop doing this, trying to fix players, sign some exciting players. I see bare guys like Leon, Cherky. That's a decent player. Maybe not so much this year. He's a bit raw, but that Fifana guy, I'm watching. I'm alert. Monaco got players. They've got players. It's true, Calafiori is better centre back than he is left back, and he's really good at attacking. I'll try him up front and push Marino in midfield. It's true, but and I don't want to diss Calafiori, and it sounds mad because shout out Kivio. But with what we've seen from Real Madrid, especially in the second leg, do you trust Calafiori in a game of that context at centre half? Which, bearing in mind, you ain't seen it, and I do for what it's worth. But being devil's advocate, or do you trust Kivio? Because yeah, Calafiori, Kivio, we've established he's so character, right? But we know Calafiori is more on, like, he's more on being a protagonist. He's that centre back that will drive the ball forward. Would he remain as disciplined? Because Kivio actually kind of plays his role, kind of thing. You might see a good little side pass and stuff, but you don't see him trying things like that. Cherky's cold. But Leon got 1-2 plays. Cala's good. No, I got time. I've said this, but I've got time for Calafiori. He needs to go on a crash course defensively. There's so many things he needs to improve, but I think there's a player there personally. You see Romano saying Arteta is going to be back proper this summer. He is saying Zubamendi striker, winger, and more. Where? Where did he say that? Did Ornstein say something? You know what? I don't even mind. They're pushing the positive PR. I'm on that. When you do what you need to do on the football pitch, everyone can. And do you know what is? There's peace now. You see, you see how fickle football is. When you win, there's peace. The Arteta ins, the Arteta outs. There's a ceasefire, people. Absolute ceasefire. There's peace where Arsenal fans are and this civil war is concerned. And you know how funny it is? Because nobody's right, nobody's wrong. And funny enough, people on both sides and all this, the team's rubbish and the team's great. All you want to do is see the team win, and they won. We can have our opinions, but that's the way it goes. I can't see Romano saying anything. Oh, this guy tweets like 100 things. Wait, hang on. 10 assists this season for Sancho. 1 more tonight. What Sancho played in? Baller League. Oh, it's Conference League. Chelsea fans, yeah, I know you've won the Champions League and you're going to lie and act like you're happy that you won the conference. And yeah, we're the London team that won all 3 European trophies. I hear that. But no way is Jadon Sancho kicking ball today. Saka's doing recovery sessions in that. Probably gone Westfield with his missus. They said Sancho was better than my guy. Absolutely crazy. They said a lot of crazy guys were better than Bukayo Saka. And none of them works. And now they're running the Wanyeri thing. And shout out Wanyeri. I'm not forgetting, yeah, it's one thing living a movie against Real Madrid, but I'm very humble. I remember when I was just happy to see Wanyeri score an absolute worldie against Girona or whoever it was. And now look. So let's just keep our feet on the ground, keep working and see where we can go, man. Yeah, man, let's come on. Steely. And a lot of you like to, and I've held L's and I've said what I'm wrong about, but a lot of you always sit there and tell me, oh, Deluded, all you do is make excuses for Martinelli, man. You're always doing this. Fair enough. But what is it we always hear? You're only good as your last game. You look at me crazy and call me a top Gooner because I say Martinelli's a big game player. He is. Shout out Lewis Kelly, but he helped out Lewis Kelly, obviously scored. Obviously, I'm not saying Martinelli doesn't have issues. I kept saying we need a left winger. But you lot need, some of you, and I see some of the names, need to say sorry to Martinelli. You actually do. the cold, harsh reality of the situation. You need to say sorry. If we win the champs, that money has to get done, and possible talks with Musiala and Verts. It's the hope that kills my boy. I know Berta's got something for us, man. Berta has to have something for us, man. Berta just looks wavy as well. He just looks Berta just looks like he understands what needs to be done, man. But again, I know one man can't change things. But come on, Stan Kroenke, give the money. Berta, get the right players. Arteta, you've done some good things. Marino's playing up front, but I think you need to just sign a couple of players that we kind of know what they're doing now. They're inevitable. Do you ever sit here and wonder, like, how much more? I know it said primarily about Martin Odegaard, but do you ever wonder how much more goals and assists Bukayo Saka would have if he had big up Marino and that and all these guys, but if he had a serious striker, like someone who's really on the link-up play, the neat little 1-2s, how much assists they'd have? How much assists Declan Rice would have? Good football team we are. Can we even spend the money if we win like that? We haven't sold anyone. Odegaard, DG, Inner Circle, you're onto me, you know, like, big you up. You're very consistent. Very consistent. You could have played in the front line for Arsenal. You have every stream I've done since we've done that. You've been onto me. You keep saying he's my guy, though. His friendly fight. He keeps mentioning Odegaard. Like, what more do you want me to say? Why are you so onto me for rating Odegaard? Onto me. Like, I've said what I need to say about Odegaard. This is a free space, Arsenal fans. Smash the like button. Okay, cool. We'll be real with Odegaard. I'll say the good things. I like Odegaard as a footballer. I like how Mikel Arteta deploys him. I understand what he's doing. I think he's got a wonderful left foot, class vision, wonder guard. He is all of those things. Unfortunately, you're in a terrible bit of form. You are a bit soft. And you're a good youth. But he's still my guy. I'm still going to protect him. And I don't think he should be alienated. Now, again, if this continues, then yeah, we might have to look at upgrades and doing things differently. I don't think he was terrible yesterday. I think, again, the frustration is boiling over in that. Obviously, Odegaard's more, not to downplay him, he was involved in one of the goals. He got the assist before the assist, or whatever they call it. But he's not really, his thing is more in line with a great team performance. Like, you're probably talking about, big up Odegaard, but for real, you're probably talking about Raya before you mentioned he was playing. Like, realistically, across these two legs, Kivior, obviously some of the talking points is not necessarily their fault. Kivior is even more of a talking point because our main centre half Magalhaes isn't there, of course, people. But Kivior is going to get flowers, Timber flowers, Lewis Skelly flowers, Saliba, even though he done that F up, flowers, Saka flowers, Declan Rice, Beer flowers, Thomas Partey flowers, Martinelli flowers, even Trossard little flowers from the first leg. Tierney cameo flowers. No one's really saying with Odegaard. And again, I'm not saying we should give up on Odegaard and switch on him and all of those things, but at the end of the day, he's on big money. He is the captain. He is all those things. You can't afford to have a Martinelli type season. And away from the obvious, like, I don't think you could, let's be real, I don't think you could stink up the place like that for 2 years. Because your thing is different. You're judged differently. But he needs to do something. But I do think people go a bit, I think people go OTT with a lot of players, man. OTT with a lot of players. And I'm a big fan of giving people their flowers. If Yamal wasn't around, I would have Saka down as the best right wing of his generation. What's the mathematics for the generation thing? Because ain't Yamal 18? Saka's in his 20s. It could be different generations. So he could be. Let's get the stats going. The point is, do we buy an upgrade sooner rather than later? That's why we're talking about him. Team comes first. I hear it. And yeah, I'm happy, but who is an upgrade? Now, I don't know. There could be someone else. Odegaard weren't bought for mad money, but some would say, I don't know, Verts and Musiala and this one and that one. Can we get them? Will we get them? Are we buying that? I don't know. Odegaard's a key player. And again, it's one thing on the ball, but we also got to remember it's what Arteta wants off the ball, and that's a piece of the puzzle. Odegaard does need to do better, though, man. Saka would do better than Yamal if he had Yamal's freedom. I hear it. Listen, I'm a big fan of Yamal. Let's respect both of them. Respect both of them. They're ballers. Palmer needs to go to a bigger club. He's definitely good enough for Champions League football, and Saka is still better. Yeah, Mal and Saka are same generation. When Saka's 35, the 18-year-olds coming out would then be the new gen. Fair play. But remember when he was injured at the start of the season, we were struggling for creativity. Yeah, a lot of people were crying for Odegaard back. And the thing is, we've got a hold there, really. Because it's not creativity, but Marino has been creative at a point this season, for example. Declan Rice with free kicks creative. But in terms of a chief creator, we don't really have enough one. Like, I would love to see Wanyeri kind of train to play into that role long term. At this moment in time, if it came to it, of course, I'd play him. I don't really think he's ready to play in that kind of role on a consistent basis, off and on the ball, but he'll get there. Then you're relying on a Zini and a Trossard. Obviously, Arteta's done that because of a needs-must type of thing. And I think this season, more than anything, is one Arteta will look back whether he succeeds at Arsenal in years to come or leaves next season or goes and does everything else in his career. Because I think this season has been like an eye-opener, good and bad, variables you can control and can't. And I think for Mikel Arteta, obviously he's learning and the man's not an idiot, you know, like you look at the squads and certain transfer budgets he's been allowed to have. Some of it, he has had to work with what's available like all managers. But at the same time, I do think, you know, we've got to a point where it's like everything you and your coaching staff, everything is in our image. Everything is the way we want it. Everything is kind of that. And I think this year has kind of thrown a bit of curveballs, which could provide learning curves. And what I mean by that is, obviously, half the players that are getting opportunities at this moment in time or in the squad, you can't say, you know, all of them are exactly unsellable. And there's been certain circumstances. Like, I love Tini, but we all know Tini doesn't get injured last summer. He probably leaves and he's not involved in this kind of debate that we're talking about. Now, obviously, we're in needs must, but could you have used it regardless of, yeah, you wanted to sell him? Could Tini throughout the season have been utilized more? It's all retrospective and everyone's a genius in hindsight. But just in terms of Arteta learning, could these fringe players have been used more? Could we have took this player off for 20 minutes here, 30 minutes here, and the other? You know, even because as much as I think we fumbled from a technical point of view to a degree in the summer, obviously at the time and needing to kind of upgrade. As much as I believe that, I do think there was a remit to sell. I do think, and I still think that will continue. I do think there's a remit to become better as a selling club, and we've not always got bang for our buck in the last few years, despite where we're at this moment in time, if that makes sense, people. So I get that, but from an Arteta point of view, obviously, let's be honest. If you're Mikel Arteta, you're Berta, you're the Cronkies. Even if you are, I'm sure you're collaborative and whatnot, but it's essentially politics. To a degree, Berta has to find the balance between sporting success and signing the best players. But his thing, to a degree, is about the balance sheet. And Mikel Arteta's primary job is the technical front, the technical staff, but yet the players available. So what I mean by that is, yeah, Smith Rowe could have said, I want to leave. For example, I'm not even just saying with Smith Rowe, just a good example. Smith Rowe wanted to leave. We're getting a good fee, selling remit. He thinks he's got enough in the squad. Could he have thought, I know the club would like to make money, but could we have hung on to him? I don't know, man. Odegaard was great in the second half last night. I don't know what I saw. I think Odegaard had a good second half, man. Like the bars on the floor, of course, especially with Odegaard. But in recent weeks, yeah, first half so. And I actually think he's carrying something. And I think his confidence is on the floor. And I just think sometimes, like, same way you can be in good form and it continues, it's just your time to just stand in the rain, you know? Like, you know, I just think it's that. I did want to see a bit more yesterday. And yeah, we'd love to live in a world where we've got two players in every position and someone that can offer different, but essentially the creative qualities Odegaard has, take him out the side. Sometimes you've got to save yourself from yourself. Like, I actually think every player has played through difficult circumstances this season. All right, big up my guy Rashid, man. Big up yourselves, man. He does go forward and he always misses the final pass, chooses the wrong option. He used to pick the best passes and create magic, even without assists and goals. Yeah, man. And when you're not getting goals and assists, when you're not influencing the show's not kind of like, obviously I like Declan Rice and we're calling him a more complete midfielder, but come on, man, you swing them both for football. Odegaard's got the more tech in that. Why is it? And I'm not dissing Rice or bigging up Odegaard. Why is Rice able to regulate the game? But you're not regulating, you're not getting stats. You are pressing and doing all that. As much as I've been defending Odegaard, if you wasn't the classy player you was and you was more of a worksman-like midfielder, and I said you were just working hard, there's issues. Because if the only strengths you're giving me, which I'm not saying this, but you could be lazy and say, oh, the off the ball stuff, surely someone else can do that. Now we ain't got nothing else, but pick up the captain, man. All it takes is it's a weird one, man, because obviously there's not too much football left of this season, but at this point, it just feels like Odegaard just needs something to go right. Like, I don't think he's dropped his head, but I do think, beyond what I'm saying, I do think there's an element of self-doubt. Some of the things that are given with Odegaard, sometimes the way he was involved in the goal and did things second half, but the timing on the pass, the weight on the pass, not that he's ever had the most powerful shots, but the shooting, the touches, sometimes getting into a space, thinking, trying to wait a bit too much for the perfect opening, probably going back a bit more. Yes, I know you have to balance keeping the ball, but you've definitely got a lot more. Quality player, man. Ethan needs to be moved into the 10. I think we'll see a better version of Ethan. Soon land, man. I think it's a confidence thing, but it is what it is. Had a huge stance on the left foot and couldn't even hit the target. I'm done, frankly. Nah, I'm not done with no one, man. We're getting behind the Champions League campaign. Might come home, man. What, Saka, Champions League, World Cup winner in the next 18 months? Just asking the question. Saka and Saliba are crown jewels. If we don't win big in the next few seasons, I fear that their head will be turned by City and Real Madrid. Do you reckon Odegaard's industriousness is affecting his end product? I think that plays a part, and he's also dropped deeper compared to his best season. 1,000,000% it has. Now, obviously, the needs of the team with that season you're referring to and now are different, but 100%. I do think, and it would happen. Obviously, there's a bit of a trade-off. Like, yeah, like we can criticize how we are in the final third for all of these players, but like we defend bloody superbly. Like, it's a trade-off. We need Saka and Martinelli and them guys there to get back, because naturally, if you're dropping deeper, you're not going to be there. I think there's a bit of tax for everyone. And obviously, the one thing, I don't know how, but one thing Arteta needs to solve, because we did know it going into this season, and I'm just an armchair expert. But you're Mikel Arteta, you're doing this thing, 50 mil a year. I can't lie, bro. You need to find a solution, and dare I say solutions for low blocks. We do that on top of all the obvious things we know what we need to do as a football club. The sun starts to shine brighter, man. Real Madrid, look at what's going on. Real Madrid are doing overly passion merchants. They tried to do that. Oh, well, we're Real Madrid and we're classy, and you can never get a girl like us. Then you started saying, oh, well, the roof is going to close, and we're Madrid and the aura, and 90 minutes is a long time in the Bernabeu. 90 minutes is a long time. Shit, I know, ask Madrid fans. Crazy. Lucky I don't work the security at the Bernabeu, because I would have turned off the systems for the Madrid fans. You look got to stay there, watch Arsenal fans. Get the stewards to say you look got to stay in your places. Yeah, you have to watch the Arsenal team celebrate. I'd be so wicked. At PSG, it would be Partey back from suspension. No, yeah, I can't lie. Going to the I don't even remember what PSG's home ground is, but watch Liverpool. They had to defend for their lives. Watch Villa, feel a bit of that, but it weren't quite that. That's me. Apologies. Martin's game needs adjusting slightly. It's true, but at the same time, we all think we got the answers in it. Like, if we had a conversation with the gaffer, he might say, I hear that, bro, but I need him here. And it's a systemic football. Like, all the roles are, it's systemic football times that we live in it. Like, we're not going to go back to the days of Dennis Bergkamp and Zola in this one, free roll, do your magic. You have to work hard, and all that kind of stuff is a bonus. If you're living in a day and age, obviously we did talk about pressing, but we're talking about turnovers and high pressures and set piece. Well, some teams have always made the most of set pieces, but really going into it from set pieces. And football teams are doing work now. Like, certain players are hugging certain players from certain angles. Like, absolutely mad. Partey is just stupid. I know Arteta won't offer him a new contract after that. Well, I think a team at our level should have higher levels of possession, so the better players don't have to defend for longer periods of time. I'm with that. I'm definitely with that. And that's where I think the midfield, whoever comes in midfield, is crucial. I actually would love 2 midfielders. I think you need to get a kind of Partey replacement. And I would love a number 8. I'd love a Santi Cazorla-esque guy. I just want someone to run the midfield, man. When's the lot? Oh, sorry, I've seen that already, man. So, it is where it is, man. Like, we're going to have to see. Should I share my screen, people? I don't know. I've got many tabs. I don't know what the hell these tabs are, but we might as well go through them, innit? Danny Ceballos could face a 4-match game suspension following his altercation with Bukayo Saka at half-time. Oh, but UEFA to sanction the Real Madrid player, the referee must have included the incident in his report. No, he didn't, and it didn't bang. What happened to the sheep, man? What's going on? Absolute muppet, mate. Arsenal were the first team to win both of their 2 games against Real Madrid at the Bernabeu in all comps. See, they can't do it like us. We're amazing, man. And they tried to rattle us. Look, man, and again we kept our cool, man. We kept our cool. Well, Bellingham, you didn't. You was doing far too much. Hey, man, how did Rudiger get away with that? Rudiger's horrible, man. Big up Lewis Kelly for not making a scene, but I hear it. You want to intimidate players and all of this, but at what point does it become just stupidness? Like, look what you're doing. Absolute muppet, man. And you saw their players on Wednesday. We didn't talk. As Arteta said, we need to do our talking on the pitch. You see on Wednesday, and then Vinicius said, already thinking about Wednesday. Rodrigo said, see you on Wednesday. You'll be the key. Fair enough, man. We look forward to it, bro. We look forward to it, bro. God. Mikel on if he's ever felt prouder of his players. Probably not. Not only because we're in the semi-final for the 3rd time in our history now, but also because of the way we did it, not only because of the way we played, but also because of the circumstances, the amount of injuries we had. And that shows the character of this team, of this club, and it's a night to be very proud of. I don't think anyone can disagree with the gaffer. Obviously, Bellingham was apologetic to the Real Madrid fans. Again, the last time we reached the semi-finals was in 2009. So, yeah, I wasn't making that up. Look at our team in 09. Gibbs, well, we had an academy left back, didn't we? Theo Walcott, we had an academy. Actually, you know what? How many of these players get into our starting lineup? Says Fabregas, obviously. Fabregas gets in the starting lineup. Nasri left wing does. And in the 10. Fabregas, Nasri. Obviously, Van Persie, unfortunately. Colo. Adebayo. Sagna, you're part of the squad. Theo, you're part of the squad. Song, you're part of the squad. I mean, you know, this is nostalgic to you. Look what we was doing in the big Champions League. We've come a long way, man. We've come a long way. Who would you rather have, people? Not in their prime, but for Arsenal fans in this season. Adebayo or Van Persie? We had both. What we'd kill for one of the... I know football's changed, but some of these players were ballers, man. Exactly. What's Carvalho doing? We were robbed of the Fabregas Arsenal story. It's not a bad 11. Song was decent. Yeah, Song was cool, man. One thing I really enjoyed about playing Madrid is the amount of space our players were afforded, so difficult compared to the Prem. It's true, but at the same time, we're not going to get that, so we're going to have to find ways to adapt. Shout out to Courtois, man. He said, we cross too much. We should create more collective plays. We tried to cross a lot, but then with all the crosses, Arsenal have tall players, and we don't have Hosselu. And they keep talking, they actually keep talking about they didn't play football, and they lacked football, which is something I've not heard. And to hear Real Madrid say that is absolutely crazy, man. They really threatened us with Dani Ceballos. Like, we don't know about Dani Ceballos. Van Persie or Adebayo would cook for us right now. Do you know what? Who do you think would score more goals? Because I think Adebayo, with how Arteta plays, I think he will score bare headers. But Van Persie were cooking this team, you know. The 1-2s with Saka would be disgusting. It'd be absolutely horrible. Song was decent. Adebayo gets in ahead of Klein. Fair enough. Partey already rejected an offer in January, 1+1 option. So that means he wants to seek past his new then, whether he's going to Dubai, whether he's going to Barca, or he's been linked with a move back to Atletico Madrid. Vinicius Jr. and Saka swapped shirts. John Ant, where are you? Because I don't see Cole Palmer doing this. I don't see a lot of players doing this. I definitely don't see Amad Diallo doing this. Can't believe they tried to say he's better than us. With this system, Van Persie for sure assists as well. Van Persie was mostly down the left in that system, if I remember correctly. Adebayo was overrated. His first touch was rubbish. Adebayo was not overrated. It was not Adebayo. You give your left leg for Adebayo in this squad with the great bro. Adebayo. It's just a shame how it ended for Donny. He couldn't behave himself. Arsenal in the Champions League this season. We've only lost one game. 1 game, 2 draws, you know. That's what we are doing. And we're talking about we're not happy. Is it written in the stars? But yeah, we drew with Atalanta. We beat PSG. We beat Shakhtar. We lost to Inter. Dodgy penalty. Back to Sporting Lisbon. I see if we win, we can't go over that game, you know. There should be a documentary. Jokeres, there's footage as well to be used. Monaco picked them up. Dynamo Zagreb bigged them up. We won 3-0. Girona, we handled business at 1-2-1. Result of the Champions. It's mad. Because, yeah, PSV Arsenal is not as big as Real Madrid Arsenal, but we've won 7-1. And is that the game of the Champions League for us so far? Is it really? Or the 5-1 Sporting? Is it really Real Madrid? It's crazy. Maybe we need that Super League thing, man, because if we could play European teams, we'd be all right. Shout out Mikel Marino. He was involved in every open play goal across both legs of the Arsenal Champions League tie versus Real Madrid. And when you understand the system and you're an intelligent footballer, this is normal. Shout out to Double M, man. Keep doing what you're doing, man. Arsenal are unbeaten in 10 matches when William Saliba and Kivio have started centre-back together. We are nang, bro. I can't lie. We're a very good football team still. Back-to-back match player of the match awards for Declan Rice. He's not worth the money, though, man. He's not worth the money. What a player he is, man. Too cool. Play him as an 8, man. You got the next Frank Lampard on your books, man. What's going on? You lot stop fighting in the chat, man. What's happening to you lot, man? In 20 years' time, some Brazil TV show will be doing a house tour, Vinny, and in a folded frame will be that Saka jersey. Amen. You would swap Odegaard and Gibbs White, probably. Palmer been out of form. Gibbs White. I'm not swapping Gibbs White for Odegaard, I can't lie. I'm buying more Gibbs White, though. If you get a chance to swap Odegaard for Palmer, would you? Nah, I can't snake the captain, man. If I had no emotional ties to Arsenal, maybe. Are you lot still fighting in the chat, man? What's going on, man? You lot been fighting in the chat a lot recently. What is going on? Is everyone all right at home, man? What is going on? But anyways, moving on. Shout out Declan Rice for that one, man. And again, he went toe-to-toe against Bellingham, and he ran rings around him times two. 2 goals. Bellingham created more chances, but my guy's more clinical. Created 2 chances, got 2 goals. Successful passes, he had more with 52 to Jude's 49. Possession, he lost it more times. Now, obviously, Bellingham's more adventurous. And what's this? You've got more tackles than Rice. That's because you've had to work harder, and my guy's doing more. Declan Rice, what a player, lad. What a player, lad. Declan Rice came up against Bellingham, Modric, Camavinga, Valverde, Tchouaméni over 180 minutes and came out on top. We have to respect him. They didn't give my boy a chance. Some people were saying they would have, Declan Rice doesn't get into a Real Madrid side that is stocked with Camavinga, Valverde, and Tchouaméni. They must really be deluded. Shout out Declan Rice, man. Of course, Arteta is going to big him up. He was decisive in a different way. I think it was immense. His presence, the power that he showed, how composed he was with and without the ball. I think he led the team in many moments and turns the game in our favor. I think that's why we need players at his level to step up and have a big contribution, and he certainly has done that. When is Mikel Arteta's press conference? Mikel Arteta completely out-coached Ancelotti, man. We've done well, man. That's got to be the best night of his career so far. Definitely where Europe, he ain't had many. With a pair of assists last night, Mikel Moreno became just a second visiting player to assist 2+ goals in the Champions League knockout tie at the Santiago Bernabeu after Tadic. Ain't that the year Ajax did very well? Moreno's got 3 GA in 2 games against Madrid, and big up Timber, man. He just has a good game. We struck gold, man. Eric Ten Hag has to be an Arsenal fan. There's no way you was at Ajax. You signed Anthony. Timber was there. You signed Lisandro Martinez. Hey, they tried to say Lisandro Martinez was better than Gabriel Magalhaes. It is crazy, man, how football fans are naive. Real Madrid players found themselves with no tactics to overcome Arsenal. The players left the Bernabeu convinced that there was no plan other than more intensity and more commitment. Right, they tried to do the Stoke City thing. Arteta spoke. He said, probably not only because we're in the semi-final for the 3rd time in our history now, 3 times. We need to get in double digits, man. But also because of the way we did it. Not only because of the way we played, but also because of the circumstances, the amount of injuries we had. That shows the character of this team, of this club. It's a night to be very proud of. And that's what I hear. That's what I like, man. With injuries, we still did it. No excuses. We made it happen. And where do you lot give Arsenal's chances, people? We're joined in the semi-finals with Barcelona, Inter Milan, and Paris Saint-Germain. We've played 2 of the sides already in different contexts. We did well against Inter. Well, not well, but we competed. We got shagged by a penalty. I don't want to play Inter. I think Inter are to be feared. PSG, very good. We beat them in the league phase. Very different now. I think we could compete. Barcelona, I think they gamble a lot, and it'd be interesting to see Hansi Flick up against us. 2 games away from a final, 3 games from history, man. DG, we need to get Berta to get Hato, Adeyemi, Nusa as soon as possible. Get the signings done, man. I'm sure Berta's on the case. Bukayo Saka on the penalty miss. I tried something and it didn't work, but I was confident I was going to score. I kept my head and managed to do it in the second half. What a dinking finish it was from you. And as I said, live movies, man. Sometimes it doesn't all work. And speaking of movies, talk on my guy Martinelli. Please, in a circle. You want to ask me about Odegaard? I ask you about Martinelli, mate. Because a lot of you, big up you not, because I'm having a laugh and a joke, but a lot of you always try to have this smug thing about you when I catch it. Like, oh my God, told you, Martinelli's not good enough. Talk about my guy. Talk about my guy. Because everyone wants to sit down and talk about Odegaard now. I need to know thoughts about Martinelli. Saliba's got some things to work on, but he's cold, man. That game will tell me everything you need to know if you was watching football with your eyes. Because, yes, Saliba dropped a clanger, but he was cold yesterday. Can't believe they didn't pat and give him. Big up Kivio, you come a long way, man. You come a very long way, but let me see that. You come a long way, man. Fair play to the lad, man. Absolute fair play, man. We're fair people here. Martinelli plus space, cold. He always does it in Spain. Give me Barca in the final. The high line could cost them. I think Nelly was decent over the 2 legs, and I'm someone that's been a critic. All right, Nathan, don't stay over on that side. Stay over on that side. Stay over there, man. Stay over there. A difference of opinion doesn't mean a fight, DG. I don't think Maguire's as bad as United fans make out. Okay, cool. Nah, I'm just paro, man. I see the chat sometimes. It's peace and love. DG, do you think Endrick is any good? I do, man, but he ain't been given an opportunity at Real Madrid, bro. Like, you can see the pressure. Carlo, you would not think, because of, I would say, just as a outsider looking at the Spanish press and all the fallout with Real Madrid, you wouldn't think, yeah, you can't win it all the time, and they've set those standards, but it's a bit spoiled, innit? And yeah, that's your standards. I can't tell you how to judge your thing, and that's that's the problems I'd love to be talking about with you lot as Arsenal fans, but you wouldn't think it's Real Madrid. You wouldn't have thought they won it last year. And Arsenal, we prayed to win the Champions League. I've seen you lot retain it. Do you know how cheeky and greedy that is? I'm seeing players do this. I'm seeing Ancelotti and Modric and all them players like, oh, I won it 5 times. No, I won it 3. I want to be part of that. There's no reason why we can't one day. This doesn't happen to Real often. It doesn't. It doesn't. We get a big upgrade on Nelly too. Imagine an elite goal scoring left wing and a powerhouse 10 scoring goals too. We would be destroying everyone. I'm confident with Kivio against PSG because they don't have a proper striker that's going to hassle him. He's just got to manage those spaces, man. I think PSG, I mean, listen, we get Real Madrid's attackers quite, but PSG, I think, actually, Timber, I know you're going to be up for it. Lewis Kelly, I know you're going to be up for it, but I think it's more consistent battles. I think it's more of seeing like highlights of great tackles even more and whatnot. Martinelli and Saka are going to have to do a lot of tracking back. Be interesting to see how we approach it without Partey, of course, and actually what the solution is now. If I was a gambling man, I think Merino will be the one that goes into midfield and we'll play it like that and probably play it by ear and in the game change things. If Jorginho's fit, which, again, I don't know. He had chest issues. Would I be wrong in assuming? You should never assume in life, but would I be wrong in assuming that we probably will see Jorginho against PSG? Everyone trying to upgrade Martinelli and Odegaard with goal-scoring players doesn't understand Arteta's balance for defense and press. Man said, stay over there. You're shameless. Like you weren't frustrated with Nelly at some points in many games and got onto him. Yeah. But some of you have siblings and friends and whatnot. Are you not frustrated with your friends sometimes because you want more from them? You're not real brethren. I always say I ask nothing more of these players than I believe they can. Like, you see Martinelli. You could argue I see Alexis Sanchez. I see Luis Suarez. I see David Villa. I've gone too far to turn back. I might as well think of another name. I see waviness. This idea that our players can't be upgraded or replaced is nuts. DJ said if he could upgrade Saka, he would. That the game's the game. Big up Saka, and obviously we're not going to do that to Saka. But in an ideal world, if there's someone that is 20 million times better than Saka, why would you not want that? Well, if Lionel Messi wanted to, like, even if we signed Gyökeres and Lionel Messi wanted to sign for Arsenal and he wants to play up front and Gyökeres was to say, I want to leave because of Messi, would you not do it? The game's the game. But naturally, it's football, innit? Man, I'm going to get attached. Everyone's replaceable, but if we had to say irreplaceables or untouchables, I think they're self-explanatory in an ideal world. Well, in fact, for me, Lewis Skelly, Wanyeri, as in these are players that you're not leaving this football club no matter what, unless it's crazy money. You're not leaving in the next few years, and I say next few years lightly. Wanyeri, Lewis Skelly, Bukayo Saka, Jurien Timber, Gabriel Magalhaes, William Saliba, who else? Declan Rice, 100%. Bukayo Saka, if I haven't made that clear. Not to the same level, but we're hanging on to White. Raya, of course. Other than that, like Nelly, like if you get back to scoring, because at the end of the day, if Martinelli was doing what needs to be done on a consistent basis in terms of scoring, and even 50% of what Saka brings, we probably still need a left winger. But and there's a reality, yeah, you could get Nico Williams. Arteta wants him, and he's a good player and all of this, but we might even go for a different profile, or we might put more eggs into going for a striker and a centre midfielder, or maybe two. Like, again, depending on what we have and how good they're doing. Like Lewis Skelly, we don't know if long term he's going to be a left back or continue to do the hybrid thing in the modern day, or become a six, which I think naturally, like one of those box to box kind of midfielders. In that regard, everything I think Wenger wanted from Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain to a degree, but we don't know. But he's made it a topic. The club, I think you need another left back, but they might say, you know what, that's Lewis Skelly's. Calafiori, we want him to be a centre half, but he can play there. We'll keep Kivior. Don't really want to see him play left back, but he can play there. God forbid Timber can go over there. Tommy, I know, Tommy Yassi. I think we need a left back. So Nelly just has to do it, but it's nice for him, man. And like Henri said, deja vu, proud of the boys. Come on, you Gunners, on to the next one. Saka's living the movie. You're making the difference. Henri is just gassing you at any given occasion. Ian Wright the same. And again, don't let them. This is why we need to win it, because they will try to rewrite. Do you know this for me? This is the season that, like, we know Saka's the star boy and all of these things, and there's many a good game. But this is the season I realized, yeah, like, you're actually one of them. You're actually one of the best players in the world. All of that kind of stuff. They can say what they want. He's actually one of them. Like, he's one of them. Europe rate his thing. We've seen it now. Like, we've seen it. Look what he's doing. He's one of them. And I'm saying that when a man's missed 3 months. Bukayo Saka, big up yourself, man. Shout out yourself. Oh, well, if you care about the quarterfinal second results in the second leg, bar Arsenal's 2-1 victory over Real Madrid. 5-1 on aggregate. It feels crazy to say. Inter are through after winning, drawing on the night 2-2 and obviously winning 4-3. We all watched, well, I hope you was here for the watch along. Aston Villa 3, PSG 2, 5-4 in PSG's favour on aggregate. PSG lost in England twice now. Don't know. Man games. It was 5-3 in Barcelona's favour on aggregate, but they did lose 3-1 to Borussia Dortmund. So depends. And no one deserves it more than Saka, man. You deserve more, Arsenal fans. You deserve much more. You deserve much more. So much more. And we're coming for ourselves, man. Words can't put in to imagination like this moment for me. Because I knew I was going to be here on YouTube getting onto the circle. Apparently, Mohamed Kudus is open to a move to Saudi Arabia, and West Ham are willing to sell the forward for around his 80 million release clause. We don't know if that's true. Man United are currently the favourites to sign Liam Delap. However, they face plenty of competition, as Arsenal are understood to be the only Premier League club not interested in him. Arsenal's interest in 50 million Bournemouth defender Dean Huijsen is intended to provide a supplement to William Saliba and Gabriel Magalhaes, not a potential replacement. You having him? Does that mean we have to cut the costs in other areas, or are we having a new look Arsenal off the pitch? Like, no, we know we're getting everything. We know we need this, we need that. It's not, if we get a winger and a striker, we might not get a centre mid. We get a winger and a striker. Left wing is not going to arrive. I don't know. Be interesting to see how we maneuver, man. And again, we have to just keep looking at it, mate. We smelt blood in the last, I guess, 25 minutes in this occasion, but the last half an hour in both the two legs has been crazy. That's where the goals have been, essentially, apart from obviously You know, Saka's what could have been. Oh, well, battered them, mate. Battered them. We did what we needed to do, man. History, bro. Look. You can't tell me he's not one of them. Bukayo, are you going to FaceTime on Re later? 100%. I spoke to him this morning already. But if he wants to speak again later, I'm going to be up. I'm not going to sleep tonight if I want to see. Henry, we don't talk too much. If Saka never said that, but they say Thierry Henry hates this club. Allow it, man. We're getting back to what we used to do. Timber, God bless you, mate. Have a good rest. How good must it be if you're Mikel Arteta? Like, you know, Timber, you give him the little football homework. He's listening. You tell him what he needs to do on the pitch. It's self-explanatory. Saka the same, and the right-hand side. Ben White, I want you to believe you can get your spot back because I want to see that competition. Because obviously Timber's great, but don't forget what Ben White has done, can do. And again, you can say Timber's first choice, but what we're not going to do is with Ben White, we're not going to do any sort of reactionary stuff. That guy for the last few years has put his body on the line for this football club. So yeah, man, it'd be nice. Shout out Moreno, man. It would have been lovely to see the celebration. Slyly's got Saka probably, but Marino's got the coldest, consistent celebration, I feel. Bro, Real Madrid were completed it. Like it says here, man, 90 long minutes at the Bernabeu, and we heard you all game long. See? Like, man, closing the roof for what? Centre mids that are not even strikers. Best midfielders on the pitch. 18-year-old, better than your star boys. It didn't cost us a penny. Captain. We're talking about our captain's poor performance rather than their good ones, man. And shout out Lewis Skelly, man. Like, this is a movie. 8-9 months as a professional footballer. This is a movie. This doesn't make sense. Look, man. Oh, man, I'm so proud of this lad, mate. Valverde. Yeah, I was Skelly's on Bants. I mean, how Rudiger got away with that one, I don't know, man. But fair enough. Don't hate the player, hate the game. And I love the camaraderie in our team, man. Big up Martinelli for not forgetting Kai Havertz, man. Big him up for that. So we just need to keep going. And look at it. It's at the Bernabeu. We win this trophy, man. Yeah, man. Remontada. Well, I don't need to know what it means because that's all Jude Bellingham was talking about. I can't see it. Don't mind playing you lot every week. But anyways, we don't talk, man. Anytime you conspire against my football club, we do madness. We have a great record against Madrid. Of all the time, it makes no sense. How can we be Real Madrid's bogey team? Football's a mad game, man. It's an absolute mad game. It's a mad game. It makes no sense, man. But yeah, man. Before we close up, let's see what you lot are saying. Deep it, we've been eating off Thierry Henry 14 goal against Madrid for 19 years, DG. And that 19-year-old has grown up and they've seen it for themselves now. 06, I'm not going to lie, it was better, man. It was better. But this was pretty close. We got 5 more bangers, all bangers. This is how you inspire a generation. From across these 2 legs that we've played, 9 months from them dates, do you know how many future Arsenal fans have definitely been conceived at that night? Creating history. MLS took the entire midfield before Rudiger fouled him from behind and stepped on him. Ref was blind. Maybe I'm naive, yeah, but where's VAR for that? Our pictures are in, bro. Everything that we've spoken about and spoke about earlier, and even in early hours in the morning, and you lot have said with your friends, there's so much weird things that have gone on. We love it. But this is what happens when you believe in yourself, you listen, you put up a damn flipping fight. You get your nice nights out. Did you know about Saka before he came through? I usually know about the up and coming players, but didn't hear anything about him. You ain't been here long enough, man. I'm sure if you type my name in, you see a thing or two. Vinicius wanted Saka's jersey is all everyone needs to know. Franchise. And I hate how I'm using these silly words that social media is saying now, like franchise. But he is that. Lord, Saka's part of the culture. That Saka probably... Do you know how many people... If Saka goes to one of them events with all the superstars, you know how many of the actors and all that want to be around him? What a star boy, man. Shy Henry. And if wasn't it Freddie Lundberg's birthday yesterday or the day before? It might even be today, but either way, I'm pretty sure it was his birthday when we played Real Madrid. Now we remember his own experiences playing and his short stint as the first team manager, but time spent in the academy with Bukayo. The only thing that could have made this better, that there's so many, like Ramsdale, you deserve to be on the bench. I'm not saying we shouldn't have sold you, but you deserve to have been part of a night like that. Gabriel Magalhaes, you deserve to be of a part like that. The Bamian even. Emil Smith Rowe. It is what it is, man. Life is unpredictable. The upgrade could be at Halen, but hey. No one is getting Nico this summer either. I think for left wing, you should look for the likes of Dominguez, Nusa, Ndai, Passy, Ndoye, Zagarosa, Wisa. I don't know about Zagarosa still. Sell Trossard, buy a top left winger. Nelly becomes a sub/bench holder. PSG are a far superior football team compared to Arsenal, but in terms of physicality and grit, Arsenal are way superior compared to PSG. So it's a complete clash of styles game. We need to create an unreal atmosphere for PSG when they come on the 29th. PSG lost away leg at Villa. We'll ruin them. We have to do our thing, man. Just have to do our thing. We have to go out there and do our thing. We can upgrade, but not just with a good with goal output. Amen. If we could upgrade Saka, the problem is there's no Saka upgrade. Tell them again. To be clear, upgrade includes doing what the current player does, plus scoring more goals and more assists. Amen. And in a circle, like you said there, this doesn't mean a player you fancy a bit more. It means if it was that. So yeah, and that goes for all players. Cherky, after seeing him tonight, will he have the Rice type hype? I'm not sure. I'm having Ryan, man. I love the futsal move Timber does when defending, where he's sideways and has one knee on the ground. That move is so effective at stopping dribbles. I just like the fact that he relishes the 1v1s and he's very competent, man. Very competent in that regard. MLS gave Rice a huge hand, as did Partey. I hear that. Just a hypothesis. Which ready-made player would you take to replace Odegaard? I can't play. Is he ready-made? I can't say his name, man. But Monaco transfer mark. I'll find him for you. I can't say his name, but I like him, man. If Cherky would buy into all that defending crap, bro. Things, bro. The things we could be doing. This lad, are you gonna load? Can play in a number of roles, man. I can't say his name. Magnus, yeah, I can't say his name, but he's cold still. I like him. I think you bowled him well with what's going on at this club. If I had to say a wild card, I'd say this lad. As I said, wild card. Output kind of dead, just like him technically, really. Like I said, wild card. Absolute wild card. The new Mustafi, Saliba, and Kivio. Kivio's better than Saliba, man. I definitely not calm down. Kivio is better than Mustafi because Kivio has stood up at Real Madrid. This individual, Mustafi, in a cup final at Wembley, standing on the halfway line. While Sergio Aguero is racing down. Speaking of racing down on goal, yeah, Garnacho, there was one moment from what I watched of the United game that he broke. He tried to be like Martinelli. The defender actually recovered well, and I think he tried to do a crazy slide tackle. It didn't work, and I think everyone expected a goal. It didn't happen. So, yeah, man. Big up Hooks, man. Shout out Hooks, man. If Saka didn't miss those 3 months, Ballon d'Or agenda would be on full tilt right now. But I'll be there for Rice Ballon d'Or agenda. We just need that Champions League. But certain man, well, he was the number 6, but I was seeing 6s win the Ballon d'Or. You know Arsenal tax. From on reading that win Ballon d'Or, who cares, man? And fans older than me probably can remember when the Ballon d'Or ain't nothing serious like that. So it is what it is. True say, Kim K was what was the King K curse? Did it strike? Hooks, big up man, like him, but man said it, Buemo. If anyone deserves to be proud of Halen, it's you. You locked in from year one, DJ. Appreciate that. Like it's not just me, but there's for me, it's nothing better than Halen. Now, I definitely couldn't see Saka from what he could become. Not to say he wasn't a good player, but look what he has established himself as. Look what Lewis Skelly's done. Ranieri's time will come. Yeah, Ranieri's doing his thing, but in terms of that spotlight, it will happen. There's the ingredients, man. The ingredients are there as a club, man, and Wenger must be somewhere smiling, man. The resources are strong. Your former player, sorry, is doing what he's doing. The academies is being handled well, even down to the point where Wenger's he's big on the Japanese culture. You got Japanese playing Tomiyasu. It's time to kick on, man. The early days at the Emirates were dark, man. When it shows all the years that we've won the trophies. Remember Sky Sports, they still do to a degree, but remember they used to zoom in on it. When you go to the game ground, you can see it, but they used to zoom in on it and show when it stops from 04. And they'll make a running joke. Like, my man is turning his camera for time. 2014 one was a relief. Oh, well, man. Where do you think Haaland ranks? Oh, where's your comment gone? What's going on in stream, yard? Where do you think Haaland ranks in comparison to other academies? We produce. It's difficult for that, man, because ultimately everything's geared towards producing players for the first team and obviously doing all of that kind of stuff. But there's different remits and whatnot, and there's different practices. The way Arsenal kind of operate is very different from a Chelsea and a City, to be fair. But we're up there. Like, the proof is in the pudding. You see what Saka's doing. You see what Lewis Skelly's doing. You see what Wanyeri's doing. You see what Smith Rowe's done and been sold. You can see what Balogun and Nketiah are doing. And the list goes on. Whether we're getting the money we need for these clubs, whether we can produce more, maybe we could hold on to some of the first team. These are all other questions. But Haaland's clearly, Joe Willock's, playing at a good level for Newcastle. Iwobi's having a good career, playing a key role for Nigeria and whatnot. I would like to speak with a couple of Arsenal Academy staff, though, because, again, I don't know who's responsible, but it shows football's a funny old game. At some point, we've had Andy Cole. Yes, Andy Cole. We've had Harry Kane. Yes, Harry Kane. We've had Eze. And there's someone else I'm missing out as well, man. There's a very good player that we're missing out. We're missing out on another one. But you get the point. What happened? Shout out Iwobi. Kivior was way better than Mustafi. Mustafi used to defend like he had handcuffs behind his back. It was painful to watch. One thing I'll give Kivior is he tries to read the game. Like, I think a lot of problems have come when he's tried to be not Gabriel, but that kind of more anticipation-y centre half. I think he's better when he still has to anticipate when he's had a bit to think about it. The one thing is that I can think Kivior's not good enough, but he's clearly intelligent. Like, Mustafi just done wild things, just crazy things. He just never got the vibe he was in control. And the saddest thing is, it started well, with him. It started well. Did we not have a crazy unbeaten run? Ironically, we're about to play PSG. Did we not play PSG at the Emirates when he was here? I'm sure within the first period of him signing for the club, easily within the first 4 to 6 months. Well, apparently, Xabi Alonso and Jurgen Klopp are the main candidates to take over at Real Madrid. A football manager might be Illuminati, because it's been predicting these kind of things. Apparently, in the tunnel before the game, Arsenal players were hyping each other up, and Declan Rice said, "Nothing to fear, let's go." He knows, man. He works with Bellingham for country. He knows. Oh, my. Don't mind me, people. I'm just retweeting any potential Arsenal propaganda on Twitter or anything related to the game. We have to, man. Football's a crazy game of football. Football's crazy. Man United looks crazy. Anyways, when Kivior joined, he smashed a lot of athletic records at the physio test, by the way. That's dead, man. That's dead. Mustafi and marking referees, dark. I still think it's mad we had Colo at the club and Yaya on trial, but didn't sign Yaya. Work permit shags. We had Valverde at the club. Like, I've actually seen the picture, him at London Coley in the kit. It's funny how life works, man. Everything happens for a reason, man. But there it is. Mustafi played Russian roulette. Gambler, innit? That's above everything. Like, it's nice to have. There's a higher caliber of defenders, man. Like, especially the centre halves, with the greatest of respects to the Monreals of this world, the Teenys of this world, Benjamin Whites of this world, Timbers of this world, Lewis Skelly's of this world, and there's a couple of Sagners, actually, like them kind of fullbacks. There's a point, at best, we had good fullbacks. We had piss poor centre halves, and our fullbacks could have good cases of being centre halves, and obviously they're doing their thing there. But to have Gabriel, Saliba, and not to these lots' realm, but Kivior as well, man. Like, we've had much worse. Like we're gone to the. This is a massive upgrade. Do you not remember when we went to the Camp Nou with a post-retirement / returning Sol Campbell and a past it Mikel Sylvester with against Messi and all of these players? Now at least we're going to the Real Madrid with Kivio. Not that I'm trying to find positives, but it's been dark times, man, during the Emirates era. You lot are forgetting a lot of what we cry about now. And I'm not even saying forget about the past. A lot of what we cry about now is first world problems. It's been dark. We've seen goals conceded from the halfway line in the Europa League. We saw Emre rock up against us and win. Arteta 1-L, you have to hold. Unfortunately, you did your thing against Madrid, but one of your gravest mistakes is playing Emil Smith-Rowe as a false nine in the semi-finals or something of the Europa. And if we get to the final, come on, boys, man, like, it's not fair, is it? Like, it's not fair that at 30 years of age, I've seen my team 13 minutes away from winning the Champions League, and the less said about the Europa League final and Baku, the better, man. You put in a lot of work for your youngsters coverage. Been watching you from Tuber and in Wolby, dog. You put man on, really. Appreciate that. I need to get back to it, man. I am still in touch. I am still watching it, but I need to make more time. I need to get back to the essence, man. That's something I need to do as a creator. Monreal was Mr. Reliable. Pick him up, especially when we went to a back three in that FA Cup final. Because the standards of your club was on the floor, mate. That's why. Marcel, take a day off, man, bro. Take a day off. I hear it. You're my guy, but you're burning. You're actually moving like the Madrid players. You can't take it. Pause. You hate the fact that Arsenal won, innit? You hate it. Say what you want about my club and tomorrow and all of this, but you hate it, innit? It burns in it. It burns in the context of how we did it, the celebrations, all of what you said. You probably bought, you probably got some cold, like 4 of the coldest beers in your yard, the Ray and Neff. You had your nice food. Wife, he's saying, yeah, after the game, you can, whatever, you're getting comfortable in your sofa. You thought it was a hate along. You thought that in the first leg. It never happened. The second leg, you thought, yeah, you know what? It's Real Madrid. They come back. Oh, my God, they're closing the roof. Arsenal have never been in this situation before. Arteta hasn't. Oh, my God, it's scary. Come on, mate. You're acting like it's Fulham. That's the bogey teams against us. You're acting like it's Everton, lad. It's only Real Madrid. You ain't winning it, so I'm not worried. What is winning, bro? What is winning? Don't let Spurs win a trophy this season, and you man don't uncomfortable conversations, bro. Do you know how many trophies we have? That's tired, bro. That's tired. It'll piss me off though, and I'm not gonna lie. F Spurs, but if Postecoglou wins a trophy, fair play, because he did say I normally win things in my second year. If you get to say that and you confirm it, great. You ain't won it, Marcel. It's calm. I know you want to be like us beating Real Madrid. Saka didn't go out like Salah. It's cool though, man. Baku made me go back to work. I was watching in the stock room. You're the best shift of your life, innit? I bet you asked for overtime. Baku was dark, man. It was the way it's one thing to lose, but it's the way we was getting ripped. It's the way we was getting ripped. Shout out to Irish George Jules, man. We could have had Zlatan. Boy, Bellerin was solid before his injury. Yeah, but I can't lie, man. Bellerin, he might not have been that good still in comparison to them, but I like him. I do like him. Not keeping Andy Cole as a crime. Kane is understandable because he was really young. Andy Cole is a madness. Baku had me silent for a week. Absolutely brazy. We got pressed like cheap Viva Street take. Oh my God, you're moving mad. You're moving mad. We got done. We just weren't built for it, man. The only player I won't diss is Iwobi. You scored. You're the only one that was built for it. And Mkhitaryan, because I swear I can't even remember. Was Mkhitaryan there? I swear he didn't go. Political reasons. I swear Mkhitaryan didn't go. Why would they? You know what? Let's not get into that side. But why would they even? You would think if a team got to a final, which you kind of hope we didn't now because we got ripped. I'm joking, but you'd think you'd be in a country or a place where everyone, regardless of the nationality, could do their job essentially. And you lot that moan about Martinelli. Can I just show you lot one thing, people? At least we ain't got this done, At least we ain't got this done. Would you believe me if I said Donny never scored from there? I'm being harsh because I think he worked his socks off. Would you believe me? This guy did well, tried to be a hero. Would you believe me? It's mad. Disgraced themselves in Baku, bro. Is there even direct flights over them sides? So however many hours. But yeah, absolutely brazy, lad. I became an Arsenal fan in 2020. I genuinely don't know how Arsenal fans survived Baku. Glad I never went through that. So survivor, man. I've seen some L's, man. The childhood ones sting more than anything, man. As a grown adult, not really. Birmingham was upsetting. I'll be fair. Because that was like, big up Birmingham, but like, come, boys, come on. I know it's long for us now, but like, lads, Birmingham, bro. In a big final. What's going on here? Bro, I've been a fan since 1999. What do you mean, Baku? Since 99. That's fairly late, lad. If we win it, what are you going to say? He's a full-time hater. But I can't rate myself because he does the dashing. Whenever it's post-match reaction and whatnot, he's never here. Doesn't hit the like button anymore. I don't know why they tried. I don't know what Ceballos was going to do to us. I don't know what he was going to do. I did think maybe Diaz. Hey, Diaz, come sign for us, man. I can't like Real. I don't want to say Real Madrid need a rebuild, but probably need some fresh ideas. Maybe a couple more players who are hungry to do what a long number of these players are doing. Quite predictable. And anytime a team is lacking fight or going out like Spartans and that's when the real alarm bells are there, really. And like, we made Real Madrid look incredibly average. Right, we sat in our blocks. They wanted to, even that. What in terms of decision making, you're crossing the ball and you got no one in the box. I'm not gonna lie. Spurs got Bodo Glint. I'm not gonna lie, their stadium looks wavy. I just saw it on Twitter and I might as well show you. Like Bodo Glimt's definitely not Spurs. I'm not gonna lie, Spurs got a good pitch. Good little bit. Gotta lie, man. The game's the game. You lie all the time. Especially when you say you're not rattled by a football result, man. You waste, man. But anyways, imagine playing like this. This pitch looks wavy. Not for me. I wouldn't go for obvious reasons. It looks cold and that. I'm not on that. Some of you, a bit different. My friends want to go on a skiing holiday. All right, lad. Is it bad that I wish Pepe stayed and had a good run in this new team? No, because you want the best for the player, but it was just never going to be there, innit? And looking back, Arteta cares about that defending. Baku was a dark night. It was, man. But for every dark night, there's got to be 100 more definitely not cloudy, sunny ones, man. We got to do this thing, man. We got to do this, bro. We got to do this. What else have we got? Zlatan didn't want to do trials, bro. If you don't want to do trials, you don't want to do trials. And it backed up. It backed up. We would have sold Valverde to pay for the Emirates. And that's the sad thing about half of these guys, man. Like, there was a point in the Emirates era where it did feel like we could get Klopp or Pep. Unpopular opinion. Obviously, I think Pep's the better manager, but I think Klopp were more likely to have seen success with Klopp within the remit of what we was doing than a Pep, because Pep needs everything. But I do think there's a lot of missed opportunities, man. I do think all of these guys that they say we tried to get and could have got, yeah, we could have got them. It might have been good. But there should have been more players we're selling to keep the lights on, really. Like, it's crazy. Losing to Bayern year in, year out was painful. It was dark, mate. Arsenal fans are going to talk about this Madrid result for ages. You can't tell me these men ain't used to being here. We defo are. What do you think about the Smith Rowe slander currently going on? What happened to Smith Rowe? What's going on with Smith Rowe? Is he trolling on Twitter or something? What slander? I can't see anything. No clue, man. No clue what's going on there, but yeah, man. Anyone remember Monaco? Oh my God, Monaco. Olympiacos. We should have been talking to Klopp when we played Dortmund. Felt like we just didn't want to plan post Wenger. Yeah, and as much as I love Wenger, I don't think let's be real, man, he won't finish step aside. And maybe we, at the time, we needed him and whatnot, but away from that, he didn't want to step aside, bro. Like, he didn't want to step aside. DG, what you saying about my dusty club show in Madrid, how to do the Rotonda, whatever the hell it is. This is what we do, mate. This is what we do. Seeing a lot of TikToks about him not living up to expectations and that it was a waste of money, then he's going to have to get back to it, man, because that probably been Smith, bro. You show flashes of brilliance, flashes of sustained form, and then maybe, you know, it kind of goes wobbly. They ain't used to mashing work in Europe, so they have to milk this. I get it. Stop hating, man. Why are you hating? I don't think Klopp is the man for Madrid. I mean, Klopp, you've done everything at Liverpool. You've managed for a number of years. You've managed for 9 years, and like, respectfully, you've had health problems, being a manager, stressful. I think where you look at Wenger and Ferguson, like, since they've stopped managing, they look more full of life. Why would you want to just jump back into it in a matter of months? Why would you want to do it at Madrid? I mean, it's Madrid. Madrid is Madrid, but blood pressure, mate. I don't know. Yeah, Klopp is linked with Madrid. I don't know if it's real rumors or there's legs to it, but Klopp's linked. Jabi Alonso's linked. Let's be honest, the club's management were history merchants until Arteta joined. Damn. I don't think Pep. Sorry, I've seen that already. So yeah, we're just gonna have to do things, man. Like, I don't think it would have worked, man, because we'd end up selling the best players. Then there was a point where we were linked with Luis Enrique and all of these guys. They were never gonna come to our football club. I think they would. It's Arsenal and all that. But once you get down to budget and what we need to do and what you're asking me to do, I don't think I'm going to get the tools. If the stress was getting to Klopp, going to Madrid is the last place you want to be. Ever since the Mourinho experiment, is it me or are there a lot of clubs playing non-strikers in 9 positions? We can't claim to be the first club to do that. But yeah, smash the like buttons, folks, man. On that note, though, I'm sure I'm boring you lot. The good news is I'm back tomorrow. The bad news is I'm locking off this stream. I want to go and I'm actually making a video around Arsenal's draws, people. So, well, the 12 draws at this moment in time. Hopefully no more, because then we'll have to do it again. But yeah, man, so make sure you're looking out for that. Check out the streams I did earlier today. And as usual, man, God bless all of you, man. Peace.
Against this right back, Charlie, definitely.
Still the foot.